Happy Monday, ghosties out there. Happy Monday, happy June, happy Pride Month. Jake.
Hey, Pride Month episode.
Pride Month. Your voice is struggling.
And you know, that's something I want to get into because holy cow.
It was not struggling that much 2 seconds ago.
I think I have maybe too much pride in where my voice can get me in life. You know, I talk on the microphone, I talk in podcast studios, and I'm realizing now as I lose my voice.
Yeah.
Check your pride.
So maybe you're thinking like Pride Month.
That's what this is all about.
Biologically, that's the pride made you lose your voice.
I didn't choose this.
No.
I was born with weak throat.
So that's how you're celebrating Pride Month, is losing your voice.
Is losing my voice, and also
so that others can gain theirs.
Check.
Is that so generic sounding?
Took the words right out of my voice box.
Yeah.
How are you celebrating Pride Month?
You know, I struggle with pride. No, I love pride.
Here's to pride.
But honestly, I love it too much. I'm prideful.
You're prideful about your pride.
Exactly. I'm the most prideful of all the priders. I'm a prideaholic.
If they had a pride parade, you'd be in the front.
Brother, every parade's a pride parade for me. I'm proud of, I'm macro proud of everything. I'm micro proud. I'm United States proud. Kansas proud. Kansas City more proud. Shawnee proud. I was about to say our address. Of course not. Proud of the house we built.
Yeah.
Yeah. My family proud. I just have too much pride. So I just need to celebrate all my pride without struggling through my pride.
This month.
Yes. So,
yeah, I mean, you guys, you joke, you jest about Pride Month. I don't know. I just want to kind of like switch the tone a little bit.
no, this is just a joking. We're just doing a bit. Jake's pretending to have his voice struggle.
No, I understand. I think that I just have something, just kind of in the theme of the conversation to kind of get off my chest.
It feels like
it's a comedy podcast time, and we talked about this briefly.
Feels like we're not on the same theme.
Yeah.
No, I think if you guys know that the ghosties as a whole should know,
it's just a joke.
At the same,
this is
you can tell us off the pod if you want.
Yeah,
I don't know if you need to say it to all the ghosties at once.
No, I think this is the platform, and this is when I'm gonna. Yeah, you know what? I've been thinking about this for a long time. Here goes. I'm just gonna kind of.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So a pride is a social group or family unit of lions living together in a specific territory. We don't talk about it enough.
Man, I thought you were going to tell us about the conversation we had a couple minutes ago about you being gay. I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast. We're back here. This could be an issue, actually, Jake. You were squeaking like a seventh grade boy just then.
I just have to find like I don't know if it's a speed thing or just the right pitch.
Right, the right zone. You can't go too high or too low.
I can't get too excited. I got to stay calm.
Man,
stay cool.
Stay cool, baby.
Stay prideful.
Good boy.
Yeah, I think if I go deeper, it's good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good for your voice.
Let's just be a deep podcast today.
That being said, Timon, feel free to talk plenty this episode to cover for me. What'd you guys do Memorial Day weekend?
Time?
Me and Jesse took a last minute trip to Fort Scott for fun. See church people.
All right.
Fort
Scott's a town in Kansas.
Yes. Hour south from where we live. And it was like Saturday night. We were at like a church potluck and Jesse's like, we should just go to Fort Scott for church tomorrow. And I was like, that'd be kind of fun. And then we have these two friends from like Bern, Kansas, which is like northwest, kind of just like 2 hours away from us.
Okay.
What are their names?
Cole and Weston.
Cole from Bern?
Yeah,
Cole
right.
and Asher? Like, that's crazy. First of all, never heard of this town, so they're like probably founding members.
I don't think they have any stoplight. Like it's very
Timber
very
lives
town.
there.
Timber.
Who else?
Branch.
Branch,
Nice.
matchstick,
Kindling.
kindling. Yeah.
But so they like, we all have like, mutual friends in Fort Scott.
Yeah.
Jesse's like, shoot them a text, see if they want to come like the next morning, last minute. And then they were down. So it was just a fun trip. They like picked us up on the way. And we were there, Sunday morning through like Monday afternoon. It was a lot of fun.
That's fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
You ever explored the fort in Fort Scott?
No, I mean, you pass it every time you go into the town, but I've never actually like been there.
Not to be missed. It's pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah, what is it? Is this like World War II?
Good question.
Civil War?
Man, I should.
Revo?
That's the kind of stuff. I don't know why, but my brain, it's in one ear out the other kind of stuff for me. Honestly, like I've read the plaques and like, like for whatever reason, I really struggle understanding and like internalizing or not in like whatever, like consuming history. Like it's got to be Civil War, right? Like it's older than World War II. I don't think they're having forts in Kansas for the Civil War.
I don't know if Kansas was super involved in World War II.
I don't think there was big forts. Like we need a fort in the middle of this country for World War II. So it's got to be
the farmers.
It's got to be Civil War.
I mean, I should know more than you two, though. I feel like I've been there a decent amount, but I'm clueless.
I mean, I've been to that fort probably 4 times.
Oh, okay.
Like
Okay.
For Scott.
Fort Scott. Yeah. For whatever reason, it was always like, oh, let's stop in Fort Scott for a nice little break, either down to Texas or on the way back from Texas. And it's like, Fort Scott's not that far. It's like, let's just power through.
We don't need a break
at
already.
this point. Yeah. But yeah, we've stopped there and you can run around the fort and go inside like the old buildings and stuff. It's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Civil War era.
Gotta be.
The
right?
fort was initially established by the U.S. Army to protect settlers from Native American attacks. But it served as a key location during the Bleeding Kansas period.
All right. There you go.
I don't know about that.
Bleeding Kansas. Yeah.
Big fight.
Once again, should know
Okay,
more.
sorry.
I know it's Civil War for sure. It's definitely like a big aspect of Kansas, Missouri, like hatred towards each other, I think, back in the day. I think that's where it all started. But
Okay.
I don't know. I'm embarrassed to not know more. Catherine was like, when we first got to know each other and stuff, she was amazed with how much I didn't know about the history of Kansas. Cause like did you guys do like a Missouri history unit in like school growing up?
We might have. I don't remember it though. I don't think we did.
Cause Texas, of course, it's like ingrained, like they tattoo it on the back of all of their kids. Like
Yeah, they love it.
They love it. And so she knows everything about Sam Houston, Sam Bowie, all the Sams.
Yeah. Stephen F. Austin.
Jim Bowie, Sam Bowie. I don't know. Yeah.
John Belushi.
John Belushi. Yeah. All the Beyonce, from Texas. Kelly Clarkson. They know all the history of the singers.
Oh, wow. They did teach him a lot.
Wow. Yeah. That's big time. And she kept asking me questions. I'm like, I don't know. John Brown's a big thing, but don't know much about him. He's got the big mural, with the Bible and the gun. You know that?
No.
Sorry, shouldn't say that on YouTube. The GU after M.
YouTube's not-
Unaliving tool.
Yeah. My Memorial Day was fun. The weekend itself wasn't anything crazy. But then Memorial Day, like the actual day, if you remember last year, we had a bunch of people over. It was so much fun. And so we were really hopeful we were going to be able to do that again. But the forecast kept looking like it was going to rain. And so we kept kind of waiting, like maybe, the forecast 5 days out, you're always like hopeful that it's just going to change all of a sudden. But it kept being soggy and nasty and rainy or whatever. So we're like, I don't think our house is not good for hosting people inside.
For SOG.
Not a soggy house. We've always said that. Unfortunately, that's one of our house rules is like, we are not a soggy house. Yeah. And so we eat our cereal right away and we don't host people on Memorial Day if it rains. So that's what we've always said.
Good.
And so we did host actually one family. So we hosted just Tate's family. Tate also has 4 kids and they're like right around the same ages. Like I feel like they're like 6 months behind us on every kid, more or less. And so Bo even pointed out, he's like, every single one of us has I don't think he said a special friend, but like something like a matching friend. Their mom they have a mom just like we have a mom,
Every one of us has a special friend, just like Mr. Timon does.
Just like Mr. Timon got picked up by those 2 guys from nowhere, Kansas, 3 years old. And so we had them over and it was rainy and chaotic and it was so much fun. Like the kids are there. So there's 8 kids running around our small house, and it's raining. And one of the kids is like, I want to go outside and play in the rain. And I think Hattie then was like, yeah, let's go play in the rain. And then all of a sudden, all like 6 of the 8, we have 2 little babies, but 6 of the 8 kids are just out there running around the rain, but it was like a perfect, like it wasn't pouring down rain. It was just like a steady rain.
Like if you looked at the radar, it was green.
Yeah. Like if you squint, you're like, oh, it is raining outside, but it wasn't like obviously pouring down. But like by the end of it, they have grass clippings all over their feet, and they got, bows drenched and, all this stuff. And they're running all around. They got mud on their shoes or mud on their feet and all this stuff. It was just like childhood. It was just like, that's awesome. And it was like, and the whole time I was grilling chicken wings from Good Ranchers. Never had them before, never done them before. And so I was coming in and out of like using the grill, like while it's raining, and it was taking a lot longer than I thought. And I would have been stressed if they were in the house just like screaming and stuff, but they were just having a blast.
Yeah, your shirt was off. I mean, it's hard to be stressed when your shirt's off.
You can't, when nips are out, so are your stresses. So
I always like to imagine that every time you're grilling, it's like your shirt's off.
Your shirt's off and you're having 2 beers in your hand. And you, all of a sudden you have a hairy chest. Like I don't have a hairy chest any other time but when I grill. But it was awesome. Yeah, anyway, it was just like so fun. They brought dessert, and so they brought ice cream sandwiches and just classic. How often are you having an ice cream sandwich these days?
Very rarely.
Man, one of the best things in the world, though. Like when you get them, I don't know what that material is for those like cookies of the sandwich,
dude,
but you don't experience that anywhere else but an ice cream sandwich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's a good point. Yeah. That was one of the first, like, I remember always telling myself, when I have a house, I'm going to like always be stocked with ice cream sandwiches. And I only did like get them once, but like that was like in my first Walmart run for the apartment. I got a little box.
Yeah.
That was me with chocolate milk. It was like the second I got to college, I was like, life's too short to not have chocolate milk in your fridge at all times. Like we got to have this. I can afford it.
Stocked. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So ice cream sandwiches, I mean, like after they left, we found an ice cream sandwich like glob in Hattie's bed. No problem. We were just having a blast, man. It was so fun. It was just fun to be with another family that like their kids all got along with our kids. It was rowdy, but it wasn't like so rowdy, like it was like, yeah, we had ice cream sandwich in the bed, but it wasn't like they were just disrespecting us and doing that. It was just like, they're just kids being kids and
have a little in bed.
Yeah. It melted because they didn't eat it fast enough. And so it just globbed onto the bed. So anyway, it was just a really sweet time with them. And beyond that, and early in the day, we went to my parents' house and had breakfast over there, which was great. And
what kind of breakfast food? King of breakfast food.
Thank you. We had, have you ever heard of omelets in a bag? Probably not because you're not an egg guy.
No.
Timon, you heard of him?
Never.
You know what an omelet is, right?
Yeah.
So like, I think my mom would I've done this a few different times. Like it wasn't like a tradition in my family or anything, but I think on like vacations and stuff, we've done it before. But she's had a big pot of boiling water, and then you just take Ziploc bags and you throw a couple eggs in there, and then any ingredients you want in your omelet, and you like
Ziploc bag.
and you tighten up the Ziploc bag, and then you just like smash up the eggs and all the ingredients, and then you just put it in the boiling water, and after like 15 minutes, you take it out, and it's an omelet.
And Ziploc can survive boiling water.
Apparently, I'm sure the microplastics are running
I was
wild.
say the crunchy moms don't love listening to this part.
Catherine, no, she didn't say anything, but I'm just like, she would just, okay, I'm eating like half of a bag here.
We can do this once.
You hear like, you eat 16 credit cards every year. It's like, well, that's 17 right there.
16 credit cards.
But we had omelets in a bag.
Hope I got points for him. What's the kickback on that?
Yeah, right. You get triple points if you have an omelet in a bag. We had that. We had some granola parfaits. We had sausage balls. My sister brought some sausage balls that Rosie kept calling them meatballs, which is kind of funny. Oh, another meatball. And then Catherine made unsifted lemon, blueberry, poppy seed muffins. They were nice.
Oh,
they were nice. Oh, and then my mom had pancakes. It was a feast. It was a great time.
I have a breakfast word to ask you about.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of? Wait, Rachel, are you still out there? How do you pronounce that breakfast food that Sid and his wife are always making? Able Skeevers.
Dude, I love Able Skeevers. Oh, baby. Who's Sid?
He's this...
Sid Childers?
No, Sid Hayes.
Man, I would have loved it if it was Sid and Childers.
You know another Sid who makes Able Skeevers?
No, I don't.
Able Skeevers?
No. I just knew that you'd been to camp, and I was like, what if you're friends with Sid? because he is a camp guy. Anyway,
I think it's a German food, maybe a Danish food.
don't know the country of origin, but I can tell you. Have you had them? Did you have them with Sid?
Oh yeah,
All the time growing up, and then Jake got to have them with Sid, who's a pickleball farmer in Iowa.
a pickleball farmer is a funny way of describing it.
Oh, okay. So you had them all the time growing up at Sid's house.
At our house.
Oh, sorry.
And then Jake came one time to
Okay.
play pickleball in Sid's barn, and his wife always makes something
Okay.
afterwards because it's early for breakfast.
Yes.
And he made apple skewers.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Applegaver.
Yeah. So I've heard him pronounced a few different ways, probably because my dad keeps pronouncing him, and he's like the least foreign person in the world when it comes to words. So I've heard Ebel Skeevers, Ebel Skeevers.
Apple's funny.
Yeah. How do you say it?
I've heard obel or
Abel. Okay.
It's spelled AEB. I had a tough time Googling it because I was like,
Oh, is it really?
AEB?
Okay. So have you heard of them, Timon?
No.
My experience with them. Really? You didn't have them right. If you don't like them, Jake.
You like them.
Okay, here's my definition of them, and maybe you guys have different variations, but there's no way Jake wouldn't have liked these.
Right. He liked them.
So once a year, the Elriches from my family. Okay, here's all the background. So my parents were best friends with they call it the beef group. There was the Blatchleys, the Ellises, the Elriches, the Elders, and then there was a food group. BEEEF group. So they would like meet like once a month and like either have people over to their house or go out together or whatever. Beef group. So the Elriches once a year hosted anybody they knew for Ebel Skeevers, whatever you want to call them, once a year for breakfast. And it were these, I mean, it was like pretty like labor intensive things. Like they make these little like donut pancake ball looking things. And then at every single table, like they'd bring them out to you or whatever. And every single table they had butter you dip it in. Do you do this?
I think
And
we
then-
had some like
They had jam.
some jam.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, we didn't have jam. So what they would always do is they would dip it in butter, and then the butter acted as like a little bit of a coagulant. I don't know if that's the right word. A paste. It helped. Then you dip it in the butter, and then you dip it in white sugar. Like you dip it in sugar.
Holy cow.
It's like a powdered donut kind of thing, and you eat it, and it is unbelievable. It was like one of my favorite days of the year every year. It was like, I don't know if it was summertime maybe, or I don't know, but it was like one of those things where it's like, this is hard enough to do that I don't think they're doing it very often. Like, did you guys,
You can do it all the time.
like, it was kind of like a, intense thing, but oh man, I would love, because they moved to Florida. And so we haven't had it in a while.
No more beef.
I think Catherine's had it once. But yeah, man, it was awesome. And they always had sausage, like the patties of sausage too. That was the only time I ever really had those.
Sausage patty.
Yeah. And just as much orange juice as you can imagine. And back then I thought orange juice was good for you. So I was just going to town on the orange
Get
juice.
it while you can.
Yeah. So that's funny.
Yeah, anytime I am playing pickleball in Iowa, it's probably at Sid's barn because he took, well, as far as the government knows, this is where he keeps his seed or something. But he does
There's probably some seed in there as well.
He does. He keeps like 2 bags of seed in there.
Yeah.
It's an ag building, but he just like made this building just for an indoor pickleball court,
It's cool.
and it's great. And so yeah, there's been 1 or 2 times where it's like, because anytime I play, I'm like, I'll text his son Dustin. I'm like, hey, I'm in town this weekend. You want to play? And he's like, oh yeah, we can do it. 5:30 Sunday. Like okay.
Okay. PM.
And so it's always crazy early. I've never driven there in the daylight.
Yeah.
And every now and then, yeah, Sid's wife will have
Oh,
obelskivers for us.
that's fun. That's so fun.
Yeah, they're a great family.
Did you figure out where they're from? Like what the country?
Danish.
Danish. Okay.
Denmark.
Got it.
Danish.
Danish. That's so
Denmarkish.
fun. Wow. What a trip down memory lane. My family's going to love that.
I'll bring an apple skewer pan back from Iowa.
A pan. Yeah, that's right. They had to have their own like pans and everything.
Yeah,
Rachel, I would love it. I would love it.
we will.
It'd be
Great tea, by the way.
Good.
Good
I'll
tea.
have apple skewer.
good tea. Anyway,
Good tea.
how was your Memorial Day weekend, Jay?
Great. We went down to Branson, and it was awesome. It was. I don't think I did a good job of writing down everything that happened, but the first night got like rained out, so we just went to the C of O gym.
Who's
Instead
we?
of anything
Like
can
the
calculate.
whole-
Like everyone
everybody?
was like, "Hey, it's raining. Go to the gym."
Okay.
And we went upstairs to try and get some food. Before we get to the food, like we get stopped, And then we stayed in that spot for 3 hours, like never even got to the food. Just more people coming up. Friday night was actually crazy. I mean, as far as like Rachel and I just couldn't believe it. We're like, it feels like we're at one of my shows, right? It feels like we're in the lobby of one of my shows.
Yeah.
Where like every single person in here just saw me perform or something. it was very, just like the amount of people who knew who I was not expecting.
That you didn't know.
Yeah, but it was really cool. I wrote down their names: Evan, Allie, and Liza. Mm-hmm. And that's just 3 people who I personally talked to are all at camp because of the podcast.
What?
Yes. So that happens like when I first get there, like I meet Liza and she's like, hey, I got to go run and do something. I just want to introduce myself to you. I listen to Ghostrunners. I never heard of Kanakuk before the podcast. And now I'm here working at K Kauai.
Wow.
I'm like, that's crazy. And then, some guy will come up and say, hey, Friday pickleball, what are you doing here? And then some other counselor will come up and like, dude, are you a stand-up comedian? It was like one of everything. I was like, are they messing with me? By like the 5th time I said, are you messing with me?
It was like Weston Weeby's like messing with like, hey, go up there.
Seriously.
And say, yeah.
Because this guy.
Ellen, we bought a limo, dude? Like,
and this, I'm skipping ahead, but it was like 2 hours into it. And I'd heard one of everything. And then one guy came up and it said his name was Branson. And he was like, you're a comedian, right? And I was like, you're messing with me. Your name's not Branson.
You can't live here if your name's Branson.
You don't recognize me, but they all seem legit. And then, Evan would come up and be like, hey, dude, I just want to say hello. I listen to the podcast and I'm here because of
that's crazy.
So at least 3 people. And that's just K Kauai staff. So who knows the other camps? How many more people are there?
Was Kauai staff working?
They were
there?
like working the Friday night thing.
Because I guess, is staff training week already happening right now?
It's happening while we were there.
So I see. Oh, that's crazy, dude. That's
alumni
so cool.
weekend's happening while staff training's happening. It was kind of chaotic,
really cool. Yeah, that I did think about that. I was like, how did they do that? Because you're supposed to like go the next day. You went to camps, and I was like, okay, I guess staff training week's not happening yet, but it is happening.
Yeah, when we actually went to K West that morning, they were doing like activity training, like CO training and stuff. So like we saw them doing like deep water rescues with the canoes. I was like, oh, not jealous of that.
Which one's that? Is that the one where you just have to like trudge in like if somebody's like drowned in the water?
I don't know if they've drowned. We didn't do drowning protocol. I think if they drowned, it was like just call their parents.
Like, I mean,
what can you do?
Yeah, there was one where you had to like, it was like maybe like shallow water.
About.
Like
it was like they would hide a tire and you have to like be arm to arm, like you're searching for like a kid.
Right.
I see what you're saying now.
Yes.
This was canoe specific.
Okay.
This is like we flipped our canoe in deep water.
Gotcha. Oh my gosh. I was talking to Catherine about that the other day. Cause Hattie's going to camp, on Saturday. And I was like, that was my nightmare was canoe, like flipping a canoe in the middle of the lake with these 6-year-old kids. Like I'm not getting back in that canoe by myself.
There's not enough counterweight.
I was like, we're pushing that thing to the shore. Mm-hmm. I don't care. And
you get a dock daddy to bring you in, and then you get a free ride. That's fun.
And I could probably get the kids in there, and then I think I would just doggy paddle along with it the rest of the way. And these kids, I don't know, those canoes felt like they were really, really unstable.
You have no weight in it. It's tough.
Like at staff training week, I think I did tip a canoe with one of my friends because like he barely moved one way and I wasn't ready for it. And so these kids, I was stressed the entire time with these little 6th graders, like, or 6-year-olds, like just standing up or like looking out, like, oh, there's something over here. And I'm like, stop.
Center your mass.
And they don't know how to paddle. So you're paddling the entire time. Anyway, so
they're doing staff training during the day. And then at night, they did like their all staff day with us. We all went to the same place.
Oh, interesting. At K2 or
I think it was supposed to be at K Country.
Okay.
Maybe K Kauai. Either way, rained again. So it got moved to like a theater in Branson.
Interesting. A theater inside.
Theater. Yeah.
My sister gave me a hard time for the way I say theater.
I noticed it too. There's like no A in it.
That's what she said. She's like, you sound like a hillbilly. And I'm like, I do. I think that's a 2-syllable word for me.
Is that you're rhyming it with like skeeter?
Yeah, 100% I do. And she's like, that's not how you say it. Like she's like, we grew up in the same house. You don't say theater. I was like, that's how I say theater. How do you say it, Timon?
Theater.
Timon got a little A in there?
Theater.
Yeah.
Theater?
Yeah. Timon says it proper.
Theater?
Theater.
Wait, you going theater now? Yeah?
Oh, see a proper show?
So I say it wrong. Theater.
Edward Scissorhands, perhaps.
Out of all the shows.
Is that even I thought that was just a movie.
It's definitely just a movie. They should make it into a musical.
Oh, I was picturing stage. There is
in The Office,
yeah.
do they not? Scissor hands.
Scissorhands.
That's Sweeney Todd.
Dang.
That is a
Close.
show.
Johnny Depp.
Is that why I'm
I think
connecting
so.
them?
I think Johnny
It's
Depp was
all
sweet.
theater to me.
The theater.
Johnny Depp, that's the connection then.
I think. Somebody's
That's-
going to write
yeah.
in and be like, you idiot.
So
It's not
embarrassing.
close.
He's in both.
I can't believe I said Edward
You guys coming to my
Scissorhands.
theater in 2 weekends?
Totally. It's on my calendar. Totally. Remind me when it is, Timon?
June 6th and 7th. Sound of Music. Show up.
Show up, show out, boys.
Actually, yeah.
You should. Yeah. I think it'll be fun. It'll be better than I think Sense and Sensibility. I think it'll be a step up.
We had the Campbell
June
lady.
7th is Eid al-Adha.
You say that weird.
Dude, that was weird.
Dude, you're
No,
missing
I
an
say
A in
no.
there.
Don't talk like a hillbilly when you say it. Say it normal.
Listen, the exact date of this holiday is difficult to predict precisely, my notes say.
What is
It's
it, with
just
the
an
moon and the
approximation. I don't know. How do you, somebody look up. I'll look it up. All right, time. What time on the 7th?
Yeah, pitch us.
Great question. I think
And the Ghosties.
I think on both of those days there's an afternoon and evening. I'm guessing it's like 2:30 and 7. I get that type of range.
4 shows.
4 shows total. Yeah.
Must be nice.
And one of the bigger venues we're doing. So like,
Ooh.
yeah, we need to sell some tickets.
Decent theater. Wait, what is the like? Give us the actual like rundown so Ghosties can like feel invited if
Yeah.
you want them.
What
No,
theater?
yes, absolutely.
What theater?
With the
It's at Avila University Goppert Theater.
Avila University.
Gopper.
Goppert.
Goppert, I believe is what it's called.
Goppa.
Yeah, no, it's
The Gappa.
Oh, that's good size
you
theater.
can get tickets at greenleafstudio.org. Please show up and it'll be fun. Yeah, I mean,
what is
hopefully
that?
I can like
300
talk
seats?
to you after if you like a random person showed up, that'll be awesome. Yeah, how many seats is it? It's
I've
I
gotten
think at
pretty
least
good at
300. It
this.
might be 400
Okay.
ish. But yeah, it's like a fun
Ooh, 450.
kind of like half circle stage, which is cool.
The Goppert.
Cool.
Okay.
And is it
June
Sound of
6th and
Music?
7th.
Yep, Sound of Music.
Yeah, I want to come.
See me play a 14-year-old boy.
Hattie will be
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
not that far off, buddy. Yeah, Hattie, I'm picking her up from camp on the 6th. So 7th, maybe. Saturday.
Hey, no pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure.
I'll be there for one of them, but I'm not saying which one
Ooh, fun.
because I don't know yet.
Good Ranchers is the sponsor of this segment. Do you know this joke yet, or is it later in the episode? We'll never know.
I was just clapping,
We're just excited for Good Ranchers.
just vibing.
I like the idea of foreshadowing jokes within the ads from now on.
Yeah. Let's just say, shiver me timbers.
Timber. I made a joke about Timber.
Skittles taste the rainbow.
Yeah, exactly.
Or taste something way better for you.
Yeah.
How about 100% American meat you can trust?
How about it? I would love that. That sounds great.
I feel like I got a little BPAs in my throat right
It
now.
sounds like it, brother.
little junk.
Yeah, some garbage. Some seed oils probably in there.
Seed oils and
Some
stuff.
antibiotics and added hormones.
Yeah.
Something that's not 100% American source.
Yeah.
Something that's not free from hidden additives.
Yeah.
Something that's not delivered straight to your door.
Correct.
Do you know that those things are all things that you can get from Good Ranchers?
.com.
If you're supporting Good Ranchers, that means you're supporting American farmers. You're supporting an American company. It's tariff free, y'all. We got the prices that we see on the website are going to be the prices that you're going to see. They're not going to change because of the turfs.
Turf.
The turfs are terrible, but they're not turfing us.
Well, maybe we'll go for a little surf and turf.
Surf
Well,
and turf. You can probably do that. You can get some shrimp. You can get some steak from Good Ranchers.
So if you like food, if you like eating it, if
do.
you like supporting Americans,
I do.
Get some food from Good Ranchers, subscribe to a box, get $40 off with our promo code, and you're also going to get free meat for life when you subscribe.
And that promo code is GRKC. The GR stands for Good Ranchers. KC stands for Kansas City.
Quality chicken.
Or it could stand for Ghostrunners, Kansas City. Who knows? Either way, GRKC. And you also, along with that, you get the free meat for life.
Free meat for life.
Free meat. Free meat for life. Yeah. Yeah. GoodRanchers.com. It's American Meat Delivered.
This is
GRKC.
me inviting you.
Oh, come on in.
Come on in. The water's great.
Come on
Seed
in.
oil free.
And it's you're inviting them through a French door. Remember that inside
Because
joke
of the
from
joke
later?
later.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, but it's American meat. It's a French door, American meat.
Yeah.
All right, so more about Branson. So yeah, a lot of rain apparently.
Yeah, it rained the whole time.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't say the whole time, but it didn't completely ruin the weekend or anything. Like, it was great. I just saw so many people that I wanted to see there. Weston, who is known on this podcast as Dean Wiebe.
Yes.
It was funny. He's like, first of all, I just got to say, like, I'm not a dean. I've never been a dean. You got to stop calling me Dean Wiebe.
It's just like Dean Ellis. Like
Yes.
it's Dean Wiebe.
We have two fake deans on this podcast. He was like, at the same time, if someone calls me Dean Wiebe, I know that they are a podcast listener. So he's like, it's kind of nice. It's like I don't know this person. Why do they know me? Oh, they called me Dean. Okay, they listen to the podcast.
Dean Wiebe. Dean Wiebe does sound just good. I think he
great.
should pursue a deanship if he's not alrety.
And so he was like, it is kind of fun because if they call me Dean Wiebe, then I'm like, hey, what's going on with Jake?
Right.
Like you're in touch, you know. But turns out I had no idea. He's like, I was like, so what is your title? He's like, oh, I just help out with like some, you know, stuff. I'm like, just tell me, like, what are?
Yeah.
He's the CFO of
the
entire university.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, sorry, I called you the dean.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. What is the ranking of? I mean, CFO's got to be higher than dean.
It feels like one of the top VPs of an organization.
Do they have deans of the deans?
Sub dean.
There's like a dean of students.
Yeah. That's dean of students is the one who I got on performing and he goes, whoa, I think we need to get on our knees and pray after that one. I was
Because of how thankful you are that Jake came, right?
I'm still here, dude. I can hear you.
Yeah, you're talking in a microphone.
Yeah,
right
it's one thing if you send on an email afterwards. I can hear you. Also, you're fine.
Yeah.
They're fine.
So I think it goes, you think president's number one? Or who knew there was even a CFO?
I'd go president.
You think president?
Well, maybe there's a CEO.
Right. Is that different than the president?
And who's the owner?
Who's the
operator?
Yeah, who's the founder? Maybe Mr. Ozark?
Mr. Ozarks.
That's pretty cool though. Okay, so CFO Wiebe.
CFO Wiebe. Doesn't
CFO Dean Wiebe. That's good.
CFO. Maybe that's just what he said. I work at C of O. And I was like, dude, you're a CFO?
That's amazing. Yeah.
What if?
Yeah,
I've got
CFO.
his title wrong this time too. No, I'm not a CFO, dude. That's insane. I said I work at C of O.
You're just a terrible listener.
I don't know what he is.
That's funny.
But I got to see Mike Wiebe, who I hadn't seen in a while. AJ Wiebe, who's got 2 kids now. You know, so that part was fun, just catching up with people. And
Can't keep track of all of the weebs.
I know it's tough for Rachel. Not only is she thrown in this whole world, but everyone's got the same last name. So.
And I don't know who's brothers and who's
Yeah.
cousins and
Yeah.
who's uncles and yeah, who's who. Is AJ funny? Was he a programs guy?
He did programs with me 1 year.
Yeah.
The only person I've ever known to go head of maintenance, programs, back to head of maintenance.
He's like, I'm more of a maintenance guy.
I didn't really like the mic in my hand. I'd rather have a weed eater.
Yeah, right. That's amazing.
So yeah, we were laughing about that, and it was just good to see Ward too, who's the director of K West. And I mean, right away he was like, "Jake, it's good to see you." I was just doing staff training stuff yesterday. I gave the staff probably 10 things what not to do, and I swear 8 of them were things you'd done. And not like things I purposely did wrong. Like I think I've talked about, like I got electrocuted before, like at camp. And so he was like, I told them how that happened and how not to do that. And I told him about you wrecked the golf cart on the slack line and how not to do that. And I was like, that's so funny. Like when you say them back to back, like I'm not like injury prone. I'm not like prone to accidents, but there was a period there where I got into some mischief. Some hullabaloo.
So yes, you had some like legal like documents written about you to the camp. Like, hey, just like, you know, it was a voluntary risk activity, so we're not on the hook. But just FYI, a kid did get electrocuted earlier.
And technically, it goes down as hilarious hijinks, but we're gonna stay away from it.
Check the box for hilarious hijinks. We're fine.
So it was fun. I was like, oh, you know, and that's the impact I've left on camp. You know,
right.
Just like how not to get electrocuted, but.
How would you break down? I think we talked about Ward a little bit. I don't know Ward one iota as much as you do, but like.
But I will say your director kind of like he was Ward's understudy.
Yes, he's definitely a Ward,
a theater term.
a Dean Wiebe's disciple. Yeah, a Ward disciple. Like, how would you, if you could bottle up Ward's like greatness in a few attributes or a few like bullet points, like what makes him like even like Catherine, who's like she's had more experiences with him because I think he's come to K Life and like hung out with you guys before, and but she just like felt so loved by him, or like so like I don't know, like
Yeah.
He's just a special dude.
If I had to summarize it, I would say it's indescribable. No, I'm just kidding.
I would just say it's like intangible. You can't. How was Thailand? It was just indescribable.
Yeah, does he even ask them, like, do you guys want to hear about Thailand? Yeah, how was it, Ryan? It was indescribable. You got to watch that show, Timon. Got to watch that show.
I will.
Someone suggested, it was a pretty good idea. They were like, you guys should, for Patreon, like do a live showing of Timon watching it. But at the same time, I don't want you to feel pressure to be like,
Right.
I'm enjoying it.
Right.
Yeah.
This is good for me.
I think it's more of like
That would be tough. Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like you don't want to just if it somehow like just does not hit for me at all. I'm just like sitting there like,
Because that's how
like,
I watch
that's not
shows.
entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I'm like,
It also takes a lot for a show, especially if I were by myself to laugh out loud. It's something like it'd be
Yeah.
really funny.
yeah.
Dude, I laughed out loud the other day. I was shooting hoops at Lifetime, listened to a podcast, not our own. I'm not that conceited, but like
Every month.
like my Ghostrunners podcast. Ghostrunners podcast. I like my form. Like I couldn't even shoot because I was laughing so hard at this
Really?
podcast. Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah. And honestly, it wasn't even like that funny of a thing, but they were all laughing so hard at it.
That does help.
And so I thought, like, no wonder people think Scott, like the times with Scott are so funny, is because Scott just dies laughing the entire time.
He's a laugh track.
Yeah. So,
But Ward is great and is hard to describe, but I think he just has a lot of like, probably like, like biblical qualities that are not like instantly perceived, but like you just know, you're like, he has my respect. I don't like just being like quick to listen and slow to speak. You know, a guy, I think you immediately have respect if you're like older than me and like don't like talk a ton. You know, it's just like, oh yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I just like that, you know, he doesn't waste people's time. He doesn't waste words, whether he's speaking publicly to a lot of people or to you directly. It's like, he told me exactly what I needed to know. That's good.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
But also as a former programs guy himself and like once you break the threshold, it's like, oh, you can cut up with Ward a little bit.
Right.
And I know when he's joking, which I might be one of like 7 people on earth who I feel like everyone would come to me like, hey, Ward said this to me earlier. Was he joking or not? I'm like, well,
Translate it.
what was the context? What was he wearing? Was he in his cowboy hat? Because that's different. Yeah, he's great. So yeah, Friday night was just fun, seeing people. Saturday, we actually go to camp. And kind of like what I predicted last week, I was like, there were not that many people there. I mean, maybe like 20 cars, like at K West specifically.
Yeah.
And so saw some old friends, some counselors, but for the most part, there's a ton of current counselors who are like, hey, you were on programs when I was here as a camper.
Okay.
Ty Gatewood's little sister, or just people who are like, hey, I've been here. I've seen your name tag up in the leadership cabin. It's nice to
yeah.
finally meet you. I was like,
Nice.
that's fun.
Yeah.
More than just the electrocution legacy.
My name tag.
Got a
was
name
legible.
tag.
Yeah.
There were parts of it though that like I was like, oh, I wish Brad was here too. I wish you were here for a couple things on Saturday. One was I talked to some of the current programs people,
Okay.
and they were telling me so K West just got a whole new indoor building. It's air conditioned, and they were talking. First of all, they were just like, we have so many lights. I don't even know how they work or how to program them. I was like, oh, what I would have done to
Yes.
have programmable lights.
Yes.
I was holding a flashlight up there. Like, it's crazy, right, guys? It's like you're at a real life concert.
Yeah. You guys were like behind the times, I feel like. On
K West,
program
we
stuff
were,
like that.
1700s.
Because you guys were like, you were like the Wild West camp or whatever.
We were the last to get everything. Ward's very budget conscious.
Yeah.
But the other thing, they were like, oh, I did programs last year. Oh, how was it? Oh, it was great. We discovered ChatGPT last year. And they're like, you say I want to do a scavenger hunt? It knocks it out in 5 seconds. You take it, print it. I just made a whole scavenger hunt. And I was like, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I just like how many scavenger, just like how many things
Sure.
we did just like with our own brain.
Right.
And they were like, credit to them. They were like, and shout out to any programs people who came before us. Because wow, we use a lot of Chat GPT.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably say that for all of us, like in some way with technology of like, shout out to the guys that didn't have microphones, or shout out to the guys that had, didn't have wireless, capabilities on their microphones, or shout out, whatever. Like there's all the like I feel like we were like right on the cusp of like technology stuff. Like we had Wi-Fi at camp, you know, like
that's true.
And so we were able to like, move around with our laptops and edit something like on our GarageBand on something like, but man, how awesome it would be now. I also really struggle with like the Chat GPT aspect of like, it obviously helps, but also it could like just squibble your creativity as well.
Squabble.
Able squad. Yeah, like it's like you never have to you don't have to critically think about like the scavenger hunt. And some of those times were like where we got the most original, ridiculous, creative, off the wall, like, is this a good idea or a terrible idea? It ended up being the best idea ever. The kids loved it kind of thing. And you're never going to probably go as high or as low probably with ChatGPT, if that makes sense.
Yeah, just being around camp all weekend, I was inspired. I like went back and found my old like Google Docs. I'm just like things I had done before. And I found an old scavenger hunt that I'd made. And I'm going through the clues. I'm like, you know what? This probably took me forever, but ChatGPT could not have made this.
Yeah.
Just like inside jokes about camp or specific counselors or just like, it's behind the barn or, just like something where like, this was probably your first time seeing it because no one signed up for it this term or so, just like specifics to like, you just can't do that with some AI tool.
Right. And obviously you can get a head start with AI, but it's like, you can't ultimately replicate everything, but it would be nice for certain things where it's like, I don't know what characters these need to be or, whatever, stuff like that.
Yeah, it could be really helpful.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
I just remember programs though, like I had such a finite like imagination when it came to so many things within programs when I first started. And there were other people that did not. Like I think they were old campers, but like they just always thought so much bigger and crazier than me. And I don't know if I would have ever gotten to the point where I can think more ridiculous if it weren't for like that pushing of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like compared to like, oh, let's just put it in ChatGPT. Because ChatGPT is never bad, but it's also just never like if you ask like, hey, write a funny joke for us. It's like, that's not a very funny joke.
It's not that funny.
I can see why it's supposed to be funny, but it's not that funny,
Yeah.
So yeah, I just remember thinking back in the day, like, I am not that good at this yet because it's like, that's unrealistic to me. But then of course we like make it work and it's like, oh, that was awesome. Like, Sparky, our director was engineering guy. And so he made the biggest foam machine thing I'd ever seen. Like it produced more foam than I'd ever could imagine.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like, well, that's not possible. And he made it possible. Like he made it like 6 feet tall foam. And whatever. I would have never thought. I would have just been like, I guess we could just. What if we just got like, I don't know, like just shook up some shampoo bottles and threw it out there? Or something. I don't know.
I'm with you. That does make sense. And also, you can't help but being around it this weekend, and everyone's saying such nice things about like, oh, it was so funny when you're here, and I'm just like, there's no way it was that funny. I was 22 years old. How funny could I possibly have been back then? I'm like, if I could go back now, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now I could really crush, with the skits or with the parties. Or
Right.
I'm just like, there's no way it was that good back then. That's very nice of you to say. But in my head, I'm thinking, what did I had nothing.
It would be fun to look back on those things and just see what we did and what we thought. Because so much of it was just like, it was hilarious and fun because we were all there together. Like, I remember Michael Sloan would do things and it was just the funniest stuff ever. But it was like, was it really that funny or was it just funny because it's him and his personality is not always funny, but then he gets in these funny moods.
Yeah.
And we're all just friends with them. So we all think it's hilarious that we see our friend doing this other personality kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But man, I mean, I still look back and think like those are some of the best memories ever. Like,
yeah, I did go back and find the notes for like all these skits I did with Ty Gatewood, and I was like, this holds up. Actually, this stands the test of time. Yeah, they got it. Summer of 2016. You got a treat. We made something special for you guys.
Yeah.
So Rachel all weekend is just hearing about like skits this, skits that. Like, oh, I love your old skits, whatever. She doesn't even know what to really imagine. Like, what is a Kanakuk skit? We get into the theater.
Yeah.
Saturday night. First thing we do when we walk in is, I don't know what was going on. We missed like the introduction to this guy. There's a guy on stage by himself. Music is blaring. A music video is also playing behind him. And he's up there by himself just playing bass.
Bass?
It was very odd. To like a track going on throughout the whole
For sure,
theater.
bass.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. Not upright or anything, just electric
Just
bass.
like electric bass, just playing bass.
That's
so it's
gotta
hard.
be.
I was like, what does this mean?
Let's stop right there for a second.
Oh, he was old too.
Okay. How old? Like
60s.
okay. Like that's got to be the worst instrument to play by itself in up front out of any instrument, unless the guy is just absolutely. Even if he's shredding it, I don't even know. I mean, that's wild. Like I'm trying to think of anything else I would even compare. Like a timpani, maybe. Just what would you say, Timon? Like a one. Like you have a backing track of whatever, but you're just watching one instrument
one live
played.
instrument. I don't know.
Tambourine.
Yeah, some kind of percussion is just kind of silly. Well, then
A flute?
It's better than bass. I feel like maybe
A man playing a flute could be up there.
Pride Month.
There you go.
I don't.
Piccolo. Yeah,
I feel like is piano the least weird, or is that still weird?
piano is probably the least weird.
I mean, all of it's weird if you consider there's a track playing the full song anyway.
Yeah. Anything is
Like, it's like, I don't even know what you're providing to this song.
And
Because
you
all I
said
hear is the track.
The track was "Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence.
Yeah.
Wake me up.
No, it was stripped down.
Wake me up. Wake me up. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. It's no words. Dum, 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 dum. Okay, so you just walk into this guy playing bass. You're like, "Welcome, Rachel, to this.
Yeah.
This is camp." You know,
I don't know what this is. I would love to have known the context of why we're listening to this.
just to remind everybody, I don't think we ever said, maybe you said this last week, but like this is a 100-year camp reunion for staff. So it could have been, this guy could have been on staff a long time ago. Like,
I feel like the vibes I were getting was like this guy was Michael W. Smith's bassist or something like that. But it wasn't a Michael W. Smith song. So I don't know.
sure.
But yeah, it was just hard to figure out what's this guy doing. And then after that, they're like, all right, you can take your seats. And out come two skit characters. Like, oh, here we go.
Here we go. Yeah.
Rachel gets to finally see it.
Young guys. Go
Didn't
ahead.
look like it.
Okay.
I mean, we were very far back.
Where was the theater? Sorry for
It's called the Mansion Theater.
Okay.
It's a huge white building. Rachel and I are pretty sure we saw a magic show there a few years ago.
Okay.
But good sized theater.
Okay.
And out come two people like wearing like kind of like tracksuits. They're wearing costumes. So you can't really tell how old they are, but it seemed like they were like been at K Kawaii for a little bit. All the K Kawaii people screamed. And it was the worst skit I've ever seen in my whole life.
Why?
I was like, this is not me being like, I've been a comedian now. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be critical of this. I was like,
was anybody laughing?
well, that's it. Jerry Seinfeld has a quote, or like I saw an interview one time, like he got done performing comedy and someone was like, well, how'd it go? And he's like, you heard, they were laughing.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how it went. Like they are the jury and the judge, like the judge and the jury spoke and it was just bombing. And I was like, on all staff day, on the 100-year reunion, Rachel's here.
Yeah.
Man, this is too bad. So,
I mean, all staff day is hundreds and hundreds of people.
yeah, I mean, there were probably, I don't know how many people were in there, like
1,000 people?
700,000 people. I don't
Yeah,
know. It was
whatever.
2 stories, huge theater, 1,000 people
A
probably.
lot of people. Yeah. It's not like let's just throw something together real quick kind of thing.
I was like, this should be like your top dogs here.
Okay.
And so they came out there. The guy has a northern accent and the girl's accent is loud.
Okay. So it's a guy and a girl.
Yeah, guy and a girl.
Okay. Girl's accent is loud.
You know, sometimes where just the accent is just like
Okay.
louder than
Yeah.
just loud.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what the vision was, because basically they would say like a Laffy Taffy type joke. But we were taught like, all right, this is like a call and response thing. So like as we get up here and talk about the week and everything, like if we say a classic joke, you guys will then respond, now that, my friends, is a classic joke.
Okay.
Pretty wordy call and response.
Yeah.
So that fizzles out after 2 of them.
Now that, my friends, is a classic joke. Yeah. 8-word. Yeah.
And so they would just like say just like Laffy Taffy jokes. I mean, just like just work them into whatever they were talking about.
Yeah. How do you get a Kleenex to dance kind of thing?
Now oh, now Barb, what's your favorite cereal? And she'd say, or what's a cat's favorite cereal? Oh, it's got to be Mice Krispies. But
Now that's a classic.
no, say that. Say now that, my friends.
Oh, now that guys
is a
my
class-
friends is a classic joke.
Is a
Hilarious. Good one. That's tough.
We just like bombed for like 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
It
How
was
many
a
jokes?
Really long time.
Too many jokes.
I don't know. They did probably 14 classic jokes.
Yikes. Did they memorize them, or they have a phone on them?
They memorized them.
Good for them. At least they
Yeah.
memorized them.
They did have that. That does remind me though. After that, they brought up a kid to do spoken word, and he had his phone.
Spoken word?
Spoken word with his phone.
Serious
I was like,
spoken word?
You got to memorize it.
Yeah. Like
I don't know. This sounds like I'm being so critical, but it was. After we saw the spoken word, I was like, okay, this is actually a great audience, because I was like, they could have crushed pretty easily here, because all the spoken word was, it wasn't like super like most spoken word is like, oh, wordplay, double entendre. Oh, I wouldn't have thought of this. This was like, whatever, written well, it rhymed, but people would just clap when it rhymed. It's kind of funny. It was like,
Was it supposed to be funny, or was
no,
it
it's
serious?
serious.
Okay.
It was just like about, can a cuck 100 years think about the lives, the joy, and the tears,
Yes.
like that. Where it's like, yeah,
100%.
it rhymed, but
I mean,
people are going crazy.
It's a Christian audience. There is grace abounding.
They would be very encouraging.
People are wanting to laugh, but it's like the one time you're giving us to laugh, you're wanting us to actually just yell something instead. That's what's tough.
You should ask someone like I don't know who you would know. Like Garrett Perkins was there. We should ask him what he thought of that skit, or someone else.
We should call him. Should we call him?
Yeah, call him right now.
Okay.
See what he thought of it. Because maybe it's just me.
There's no way that if you're critical of it, that Garrett was not critical of it. Oh man. So this is Garrett. Garrett was a director for a while at one of the camps. We know Garrett.
Yeah, first guest we ever had on this podcast.
Hi there, you're Garrett Perkins. Give me some. Sorry about that.
Well, great.
I'll say, call us back, podcasting, and want to hear your thoughts on the reunion. Hey, cozyearth.com/Ghostrunners podcast. Nope, just Ghostrunners. Hey, let's start again, but let's keep all this in there just to show that we're authentic, and this is a real ad read. Hey, cozyearth.com/Ghostrunners. That's the website that you can go to right now to get high quality Cozy Earth products for a discounted price. Do you know what Cozy Earth is, Jake? I do.
I love Cozy Earth so much. Rachel and I bought a king size bed. It arrived yesterday, and out of all the sheets in the world that I could get, we are buying Cozy Earth sheets. So let that be a testament
Yes.
to how much we like their sheets.
Absolutely.
Out of everything. They didn't
Yes.
ask for me to say that for the sake of the podcast. It's like, no, we want Cozy Earth sheets.
It's that good.
When we bought a king size bed, Rachel's first thing was like, oh no, we're going to lose our Cozy Earths. Not if you buy more.
So you paid 100% for those?
I did not. I went to cozyearth.com/podcast of Ghostrunners.
/ super good podcast sponsor.
I used the promo code GRKC and I got 40% off. So
Yes.
think about it.
40% off. That's amazing.
Get your bed sheets.
It's almost like the price that you see is a fake price then before you get the 40%. Like, it's like, don't even look at the price until you throw that GRKC in there.
Exactly.
So you got the bed sheets. Yeah, they got great bed sheets. They got
Pillowcases.
pillowcases. I'm talking
Duvets.
towels, duvet covers, whatever you want.
Comforter. There's like a whole set.
A whole set. Good
Whole
for them.
set. It's a bundle and save.
So go to cozyearth.com/Ghostrunners. Use GRKC as the promo code for up to 40% off today. You won't regret it.
So yeah, I didn't go into that trying to be critical. I went into it so excited, and I was like, that's too bad. Rachel's one and only skit is just brutal.
I mean, all staff day in general was kind of just not that fun of a day for me.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, by the end of it, I started knowing people at other camps, so that was kind of fun. But like, initially it was just like awkward for 2 hours, and then they did like some kind of program or something. Were you there? This might have been my first summer, which I think I started one summer before you. But there was, that might have been my second. Doesn't matter. Sweeter than a honey on the honeycomb. Does that mean
That
anything
sounds
to you?
familiar.
There was some band.
How do you remember this?
Oh, because it was such an inside joke later. there's a few different inside jokes that always come from all staff day, I feel like. And one of them was there was this band, I think they were a KAA band, AKA they were black. Like they were, it's like, and they were just grooving, jamming, like kind of worshipy. I mean, it was definitely worship band, but it was like not your kind like classic worship, like
slow pads.
Corporate. Yeah, it was, and they sang this one line 100 times. It was unbelievable. It was just, and it was a little bit of a call and response. All right, time. So it was like this. It was like, sweeter.
Sweeter,
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 sweeter than the honey on the honeycomb.
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 I said sweeter,
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 sweeter than the honey on the honeycomb.
sweeter than the honey on the honeycomb.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Oh,
I
and
do.
it was like, I'm kind of
This
vibing
kinda
for this
sounds
for a
awesome.
second. And then it was like
It went forever.
15 minutes.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, I don't know if how long, but it was
I mean, yeah, that's
Too long.
like, it was fun
Like
for
that,
a second. It was
that
like,
was maybe
oh,
enough right there.
sweeter than the honey on the honeycomb. You know, we got all these like white people from Auburn University
Right.
going
This is
nuts.
kinda
Like,
fun.
oh, cool. It's like, oh, we're doing this for a while now.
That's so funny. You remember that?
Yeah.
A couple of my first memories of all staff day, my first summer on camp. One is like every college makes their own Kanakuk t-shirt. You bring it to all staff day, and then you trade shirts.
It's like currency. Yeah.
And if it's like currency, the SBU t-shirt was the dawg.
Yeah. It was brown and
Not worth much.
Yeah.
Oh, hard to trade. It's like that Arkansas shirt looks cool. It's got a sunset on it.
dude, do you remember the Auburn
Are
one?
you K-State? Oh,
No, Auburn was my first summer. That it was like a tiger with all these letters that were all the tiger.
I've seen that shirt.
Oh, it's so cool. Yeah.
yeah. You get to all staff day like, oh, KU did baseball 3/4 shirts.
Oh,
That's
yeah?
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
No one else is doing that.
Yeah.
I have a V-neck from SBU. It's got a cross on it.
You guys went V-neck on them?
Yeah.
Like, no, V-necks are still cool, guys. I promise.
Yeah. You want to do
Trust me.
tank? No, I got one better V-neck.
Yeah. That's so good.
So that was a tough part. And then I also remember it was like when they had all the camp together, this is when they did like their big like child protection strategy
Yes, very serious.
and did a very good job terrifying
Scaring
me.
the daylights out of you.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, don't look at another kid.
I was like, I could still remember being like pretty nervous for kids to show up.
Yeah.
And I had nothing going on
Sure.
to make me nervous.
Sure.
It's just like, I don't want to screw this up.
Oh, yeah. They make you feel the weight of everything.
Yeah, it's just
Well-
like you cannot be caught with a kid one-on-one. Like
One-on-one.
you have to be in a
Yeah.
rule of 3 at all times. And I was
Right.
like, I just hope I don't accidentally like one kid's still tying his shoes and I'm in there. Like I'm gonna I'm gonna go to jail.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
It's
Well, I
their
told you
word.
about that kid that wanted me to wipe him.
Oh boy.
I need you to wipe me. I think about that every single day with Bo. I'm like, Bo, you are not going to be that kid when you go to camp. You're going to wipe yourself. You're going to wipe yourself or you're going to have nastiness in that butt. I don't care.
you
Either
go
way.
jump in the lake.
Yeah, just go to the pool. There's plenty of fecal matter in there, buddy. I can't do it. And I'm like, Jackson, you got to do it, Jackson. I can't
I will
do
go to
it.
jail if you don't
Trust me, man. I am not allowed. Even if I did, I don't think I would have had the ability.
I don't know.
Oh, man. Anyway.
I've never like third person wiped. I don't think I'd have the form.
I do it every day, brother, but not back then. I didn't. Nowadays, yeah, Bo just gets he comes and just puts he like buries his head right in between my legs. It just like straddles my legs. I'm
Oh, yeah.
standing up in
That's
front.
the
of
strat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and you know what? It sounds like you've done it before, Tim.
Yeah.
Kids don't really need a wiping very often. At least mine.
You're
they're
feeding well.
clean, man. Maybe so.
I have not done it much. It's been a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're sitting on the toilet and they just
Yep.
they give you a nice access point and you go down.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to ask my parents about that because I could see my dad just being like, "No, figure it out. You do it."
Yeah. It's always like you hear him yelling from across the house, "Somebody wipe me." And Catherine and I always make eye contact. We're like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Whatever. But anyway,
So
all
Saturday
staff
was too bad, and I was like, I think if you threw me and Brad up there right now,
Oh, we'd
no
kill it.
plan, no
Yeah.
nothing, we would have so much fun.
Oh yeah. We would be doing lots of interaction
Yeah.
with a better catchphrase than now that,
Yeah.
my friends, is a classic joke. And if we did do that, we would lean into how terrible it is. And like,
say it.
yeah,
All
like,
right. Kanakuk's 100-year reunion. The laughs just keep on coming.
yeah, I think we would have fun with it. Yeah. So I mean, it was K Kawhi's programs though. It sounds like, come on. I mean, if that's compared to basketball team, Washington Wizards, I don't know. Just not. I mean, they're a professional team. They're not getting too far,
But they're professionals.
but they get paid. So
Hopefully Garrett calls us back. We'll see what he thought of it. But it was just like, I felt like, even just subjectively, like, oh man, I don't even know on paper how this would be funny.
right, yeah.
But anyway, what else is going on?
What else is going on? Let me look at my notes here. I was getting down to sweeter than a honey on the honeycomb. Bo and I watched some Last Dance. I think we talked about Last Dance the other day, and yeah, on Sunday afternoon, I think we were just chilling. He was with me in my Cozy Earth, big old weighted blanket. We were watching it. He falls asleep on me. It was awesome. But he kept. It was funny. Like he was enjoying it, but even like a lot of times there's not even basketball on. They're just talking, and I had to mute it quite a few times because there's some language.
I was
in
going
it.
to say, yeah.
I was like, but I've seen enough times where like I'm pretty sure, and I had the subtitles on, so I was like, oh, here it comes.
Okay.
But
Here they come.
pretty consistently, every time John Paxton came on the screen, he would go, "There's Michael Jordan." John Paxton's a bald white guy. And he also like pointed out when he saw Michael Jordan like on the screen.
There's Michael Jordan.
But every time John Paxton was up there, he goes, "There's Michael Jordan." I'm like, how does that compute to you? I didn't know how, like, we're just not, I mean, it's just bald. Maybe that's the main attribute he
bald.
sees is bald.
He only looks at the top of people.
There's no hair. That's Michael Jordan.
He's like
don't know.
bald basketball bulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Michael Jordan.
Jeff Bezos, Michael Jordan.
Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
Favorite Bulls player.
It was funny though. Like, anyway, but it was like, I want you to like this, but also it's got some language. That's the only thing in it that's really inappropriate. That's not true, but it's not terrible. It's awesome. But Michael Jordan's so awesome, dude. So that documentary is so awesome.
He's so bald.
So bald, just like John Paxton.
I watched the first 20 minutes of that new like Osama bin Laden documentary on Netflix.
How is it?
Good.
Yeah.
Got me really
Koch
into
told me it was
9/11.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You and Kosh talking Taliban recently?
Every other day, usually.
Yeah, you do a catch up.
We do Taliban one day and then what is it?
Fantasy football.
Fantasy football the other day. Yeah. Well, fantasy fill in the blank of whatever season it is. So right
Okay.
now we're doing fantasy baseball. Paul Skeen's really good. I don't know if you've heard.
Is he having a good year?
Yeah. Tarek Skubal, really good player.
Obel Scoober.
You heard about him actually?
No.
He threw a complete game, and on his very last pitch, I think he threw 103 mile an hour
Wow.
fastball.
And it was a fastball.
Curveball. Yeah.
Never even heard of him. That's impressive.
American Manhunt though, or whatever. Yeah, he said it was good. I don't know, just randomly in the group chat that I'm in with him and all those other guys. He's like, you guys should be watching this. So
It's pretty fun.
yeah.
Just I think anything when like just anything, it's just well done.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, so much about 9/11 or just like how much we knew, how much Osama bin Laden had done before 9/11. Like he was already this type of guy and we knew he was going to do this.
Yeah.
And
I saw some preview for it and it was like they had some tracker on him that could tell how tall the shadow was or something like that. That's the only thing I saw. And I was like, that's crazy, dude.
just pretty much everything it's told me so far, I didn't already know. It's just like all new information. It's really interesting.
Do you think that, what's his name? Gio Rainbolt. Do you think that he should get hired by, maybe he is already hired by the
I
government?
had that thought while watching it.
Either he's a fraud or they should hire him for everything.
Because they talked about like after 9/11, Osama would like put out those tapes, which you probably remember that from
Yes,
fifth grade. Like
yeah.
they would show it on the news, like Osama bin Laden has put out another press release and everyone's investigating, like, where is he? And like,
Right.
if we had Rainbolt back then, it would have been awesome. Then again, he probably just would have been like, oh yeah, it's an Afghani mountain. It's like, we know that. We know that.
But sometimes like I saw one video of him that like, it was literally just like a piece of, like a piece of ground or something, like a dirt patch.
There's like a map. It's like like the roads only. You just get to look down. He's like, that's Tanzanian dirt.
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
He's a whiz.
Also, like, does he do it live?
Yeah, he's the real
Okay.
deal.
Okay. He's like legit.
Yeah, I subscribe to him. I'm a viewer.
Are you?
Not of his live streams, but just
Okay.
like of him on YouTube. And
Yeah.
they've made like AI tools that are still not as good as him. Like they can't, a
Yeah.
computer can't do what he does.
That's what I'm saying, dude. We're the programs to his AI, whatever.
Yeah.
What else? I'm kind of in a rut with YouTube. You got any suggestions for me on what I should watch?
Do you watch Mark Rober?
I don't watch anything. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't.
okay.
I really, truly, Mark Rober's a good one.
Yeah, he's like
I know him.
he's a nice, clean, dad. Yeah, sciencey.
He's still putting out stuff regularly.
Still putting out stuff. Trying to think, what else do I watch on YouTube? Friday pickleball videos.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm in a rut. That's all I watch.
I'll tell you, I got in a weird rut. We drove across the like Table Rock Dam this weekend.
Yeah.
It's like, I got to learn more about those things.
Yeah.
I just went to youtube.com. The top suggested video to me is another like dam video.
Oh, really?
It's another. So yeah, I went on a little dam kick this weekend. Just like, how do these things work exactly? And how do
True.
they build them?
How do they build them?
How do they get the water weight up?
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. So you could watch dam videos.
Okay. That's
That's
up there.
one. That's one thing.
Yeah. I think I like.
Almost Friday. They're really funny. They put out
Really?
really high quality
Okay.
sketches.
That's what I think. I want more like humor, or maybe not even humor, but like stories rather than educational stuff. I think that's where
Okay.
I'm like, and I'm like, how do I even search
You
for
don't want
that?
educational stuff.
I don't mind that kind of stuff, but like, that's not these days what I've been like. Like I've been like, okay, I don't want to watch a show on Netflix, but maybe I could watch a little 10-minute version of something similar. Scratch that itch on YouTube.
I feel like I find myself watching a bunch of stuff that couldn't even tell you the channel.
Yeah.
It's just like I just went through my YouTube history. Yesterday I watched a video, 8 minutes. The title's Comedians' Most Intense Interviews. Like, oh, let's see this. And it was just like a compilation of comedians like in like a late night or a radio show, like kind of being pressed about something and watching them like turn it on someone else. And I was like, that's interesting. That's funny.
I do love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great video.
Like it's the Seinfeld one. Have you seen that one where he's
With
talking about?
Larry King, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
it about, though? I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think it's about the last episode.
Yes. He's like, you got canceled. I didn't get canceled.
Right. Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld is one guy that I would not want to be sarcastically like, he's going to be sarcastically mad to me.
Yeah.
Please don't. Please don't. I feel uncomfortable.
Does like CGI or VFX interest you at all? Like you have like a childhood movie, you're like, how did they do that? Is that interesting to you at all? Because I watch VFX artists react.
Okay.
It's like comes out every Saturday. There's like
Okay.
100+ episodes you could binge. It's pretty good.
20
20-ish minutes per video.
Maybe. I think it would have to get to me pretty quick though. I think I don't think
Gotcha,
I'm very
yeah.
patient
Yeah.
with it, which I could try to be.
They'll just like go through and just react to like 4 or 5 different like movies,
Okay.
like scenes from them, and just like, oh, this is how they did that. How did they do this trick, whatever. I like it a lot.
I do enjoy like anything where you can appreciate the craft more after. Like I like when people break down like classic rock songs or something.
Right.
Like this is way more complicated than people realize. Whatever.
Yeah.
But
I think you could maybe get into it.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Friday Fever review videos.
Hey, some people love those, from what I hear. Isaac's
Forgot
dad.
we talked about that. Some people do love those.
Oh man. Okay. I have other things, or you can talk.
Last thing I think for just Saturday night, and
Yeah.
then you go, is all staff day always ends with a concert. Guess who it was?
Guess who it was? Thizzle.
Close.
Tadashi.
Yeah.
Really?
He's still doing it.
Oh, let's go.
We left before T. Dot got on stage, but we did get to see him perform. So Joe White spoke. He gets done. He's like, all right, next up is it was so funny hearing him describe what like pop music is. He's like, next up is we got a girl up here. Let me fast forward. Last night I get home, Catherine's at my house talking to Rachel.
Yeah.
We found out that this girl was in her cabin 15 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But Joe is like, next up, we've got a 100-year theme song for you guys, and it's It's nutty. it's nutty and it's dancy. It'll knock your socks off, and it'll have you jumping around and moving all about. So anyway, give it up for Mary Claire. And so yeah, this girl comes out and does this song, and then Tadashi joins her on stage. And yeah, Catherine's camper.
Yeah, I've heard of Mary Claire. I think she's doing some stuff, isn't she? Like
she's like a musician now. Her dad was Mercy Me's manager
back
in the day.
I remember this. Yeah, that's right.
Shoehorned.
So it was pretty easy for her to get in. You know? Okay, that's fun. So you heard that song? And then
it was nutty.
It was nutty. Yeah, I heard that Joe White led the square dancing.
Yeah, I wasn't there, or I didn't partake in the square dancing. This is when I was like catching up with people Friday night, but I guess that was going on.
Okay.
I missed out.
Okay. Yeah, that was like in the gym or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's chaos, dude.
Yeah. It was only K Kauai staff down there doing it. Like no alumni was square dancing.
Did they have the old people there, like the square dance people?
I didn't see old square dance people.
Did you guys ever do that for staff training week? We always had like the square dance club of Branson come. And so there were, these, it was like half staff, half of like the young college staff, half these old people in every square dance like circle. And it was a blast, man.
That's great. We did not do that.
They were all dressed up and stuff. It was great. So yeah, that's funny. On Sunday morning, once a month now, I'm trying to do it once a month. It feels like it hasn't happened as consistently as I'm trying to do, but I'm leading worship for the 3rd through 6th graders.
Fun.
3rd through 5th graders. Sorry. Let me please.
Thank you.
I don't want to have people fact check me on that. And Hattie is now in 3rd grade, like for
what?
Yeah, for like she's gonna be in 3rd grade next year, and so she's down in that group. Wow. And so this was the first time I did it, in front of her, and I didn't know how to like treat her. Like it was like one of those like
coach's
classic,
son.
Yeah, or like even just like when they first get down there, they're just like able to play any game they want and roam around. Some kids are playing Foursquare, other kids are playing whatever, blocks. I don't know. It's not blocks, but some kids are just talking. And so I'm like, do I talk to Hattie? Do I ignore Hattie? Do I, whatever? Yeah. Like, does she, I didn't want to like bother her, but at the same time, she's still young enough where she doesn't care about this. Anyway. But I tried to like give her space and stuff. But it was a sweet time. It was fun to do that with her. I told her we were going to sing Waymaker, and then they didn't have the slides ready for Waymaker. So I was like, Hattie, how was it? She's like, well, I kept waiting for Waymaker and it never came. But besides that, you did a really good job. It's an interesting dynamic, obviously, to sing worship and lead worship for 3rd through 5th graders, like these 8 to 10-year-old, 11-year-old kids. And then you got Sam Sievers, our mutual friend from SBU, that is just a goober. I mean, he's just a classic goober, just fun. He's a great children's pastor, But every once in a while, I'll be singing like I'm trying to sing like somewhat serious songs, like or whatever. I'm not trying to just do like Waves of Mercy, stuff
Honey
like
on the
that.
Honeycomb.
Honestly, thought about it. No, and then every once in a while. Sam will start like being like, all right, everyone clap their hands or something like that. Like not trying to like be annoying, but like just trying to energy or whatever. And so honestly, that was like out of all the difficult things I've ever done musically, man, was it hard to try to keep a rhythm with 3rd through 5th graders trying to clap there. Cause I mean, it's just constant, just clap. Like the whole, and they don't stop. Like I feel like a lot of times at church, it kind of dies out pretty quick. These kids they're clapping for a while. And I mean, it's just, I can't hear my guitar that well. And I'm just like, I think I'm doing, whatever. It's just me up there by myself.
You need inner monitors for the 4th graders.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they were clapping, they were going for it, but it was just all over the place.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Here, no. Let's workshop this during the Main Street Roasters ad.
Okay.
We're gonna do. You can do that if you want, but I have an idea. Something else. We're gonna do. You remember the episode of Breaking Bad, The Fly?
Fly episode.
So we're gonna do it where you're really paranoid. You're gonna be Walter White. You're gonna be paranoid about this buzzing noise, and you're gonna be like, "What's that buzzing noise?" And I'm gonna be Jesse. I'm gonna be like, "Yo, Mr. White, Don't worry about it. It's like, there's a fly in here. And I'm going to say, it's not a fly. It's buzzing.
Make sure it's
Okay. Okay.
Something else I want to talk about from this weekend.
Zoom. Zoom.
Sorry. I'm getting so distracted by the buzzing sounds.
Yo, Mr. White. Oh, sorry.
That was good.
Yo, Mr. White, don't worry about it.
No, that buzzing sound is bothering me. I
Mr.
can't
White.
focus on my work
Mr.
with
White.
all of that buzzing.
You gotta focus, yo. You gotta get your mind right, yo.
What is that sound?
Yo, Mr. White, it's just me. It's just me buzzing, yo. I'm buzzing on beans, yo. I got it in my veins, yo. I got it in my veins, yo.
It always comes back to that.
Dude, I bet at least once a day, Hattie now goes, yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. Catherine hates it.
I gotta say that to Hattie next time I see her.
Yeah, dog.
Hey, good to see you, neighbor dog.
Yeah, dog. Oh, yeah, dog. Hey, you know what makes us get excited and say, yeah, dog?
When we buzz for beans.
When we're buzzing for beans. MainStreetRoasters.com beans specifically.
That's where you can buzz. That's where you can bean. It's where you can sip,
Yep.
buy,
Yep.
purchase.
It's getting to be summertime. I don't know if it's officially summer. School's out at this point. I like me some cold coffee in the summer.
Cold brew, iced latte.
Yep.
K-cups made up near the Arctic Circle.
Yes.
Sorry, summertime.
You put it
Still
outside,
cold
it's
up
the
there.
Mbappa effect, you know.
Yeah.
You can get it all from Main Street Roasters. You want hot, you want cold, they will provide it for you. They will not give you the refrigerator. You have to do that yourself. But you can get some great coffee from them. I personally love their single origin stuff, but they got flavors.
Wide range.
Mom's into the Jamaican Me Crazy, or the blueberry crumble is a new one that she's trying. She's liking. So whatever flavor is out there that you want, I mean, there's a flavor for you at MainStreetRoasters.com. We have a promo code. It's GRKC.
It's GRKC.
Yo, there we go. Mr. White, GRKC for 10% off, yo.
We did it.
Zoom.
Oh, Jesse.
Zoom.
Was that good?
Yes, perfect.
Jesse, when will you learn?
Can you say, I'm the one who knocks?
I am the one who knocks.
Honestly, the voice thing kind of helps.
It might be helping, yeah.
Maybe Bryan Cranston had a voice thing the whole time.
Skyler. Is that too much like Batman? He's got kind of a deep, raspy voice, though.
And now do Walt Jr. impersonating Tuco.
No.
I was almost. All right, MainStreetRoasters.com.
That just reminded me of something else that upset me Saturday night. While they're doing worship, instead of clapping along, all these like white kids start doing some sort of weird clap that they're not ready for.
Oh,
like instead of
there's a weird way to clap these days.
Yes. Let's see if I can replicate it. Sing a worship song that's like, I don't know. Yeah, just medium tempo worship song.
This is amazing grace.
This would be normal clapping.
This is unfailing love.
Let me think how they would do it. Sing it a little bit slower.
This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. Oh, okay. You would take my place. That you would bear my cross.
So that even took me a little bit of like, let me find it here. Now imagine 800 white college students trying to get on that wavelength together. The blinking. Now you're getting it.
Everyone.
I forgot about that, but yeah, that's how
great.
I was like, I see what the rhythm is supposed to be.
Yeah.
But why are we trying to go advanced clap?
Oh, dude. Well,
It's worship night.
The KU basketball, like their fight song. Have you heard this? Like,
I don't think
I
I'm
know you've been to the
familiar
game maybe one or two times, but like they do the fight song once where there's clapping along normal. J, you know, whatever. And then the second time it's like, cause I'm a J. And it's like, it just sounds like no one.
They don't have it.
Like half the people know, half the people don't. So it's just like, you know, and I love watching my dad during that point because he's not trying that hard, but he's definitely like, You know, they're just doing the whole thing. It's like one of those things where it's kind of cool, but it's also why are we going so crazy here?
When we do the jingle later, I think we should all clap
Okay,
in our own special way.
Great.
Remember those people that would like clap like that crazy thing?
Oh yeah.
Like I can clap faster than anybody. Yeah.
They would do something like that.
That's a great SBU welcome week, like random skill.
You guys will play Never Have I Ever?
I guarantee I can clap faster than anybody. Yeah, whatever.
Never have ever lost a hand clapping contest.
Drink your chocolate milk. If you lost, you lost. That's funny.
Anyway, thanks for bringing up the clapping.
You're welcome.
That's funny though.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't everyone clap their hands? I think worship's going perfect.
It's fine. I mean, truly.
And stop your feet.
Apparently later, Haley Harrison, Military Bob's daughter,
Military wife.
yeah, sent or whatever. Her mom sent a text to Catherine. Haley loved the live music, so I was like, all right, cool, fun. We're in it. So it is kind of fun to be like, yeah, you're older now. You get to do live worship. But
That's a special treat.
it was fun. It was a fun time.
It was a fun time.
It was a fun time. I have some other questions for you guys if you would like me to.
You can ask us one.
Oh, just one?
Oh, well, it's only going to be one then.
Yeah.
I'll skip
okay,
different
I'll
one.
have to. Yeah. That'd be a good one. Okay. This is a new segment called Regular Things Dash. How do you do them? Okay, so I'm gonna say regular, and then you're gonna say things. I'm gonna say how, and then you're gonna say do. No, I'm just kidding. You're gonna say how do you do regular things?
Things.
How do you do them? How do you do them? All right. First off, just how do you brush your teeth? What's the process for brushing your teeth?
Rachel and I do this very differently. I'm very stationary. Rachel's moving all over the house when she's brushing her teeth.
Okay.
Dude, I've always wanted that power. I truly like.
What?
I don't
You have
know
like
how
a corded.
to. No. I don't know how to do it fully, no mess. Like,
Oh.
and I've tried.
You're foaming.
I don't know if it's something about my mouth, but I just like I can't hold everything in. It's gonna start dripping.
Dripping.
Rachel can,
it's gonna like the foam is gonna start like it's gonna have to go somewhere.
All right, let's take a step back.
He's got like a deluxe car wash in his mouth.
Yeah. Let's take a step back. First of all, what kind of toothbrush are you using? Like electric or
For me, very basic. Just-
basic?
it's
Bamboo.
what do you manual?
Yeah.
Analog.
Analog.
And then how much toothpaste y'all put on there? A little pea size? Catherine gives me a hard time because I put on too much.
I put on larger than a pea for sure.
I wonder if that's part of the problem.
That might be. But I feel it's not the job's not done if it's not like a good amount, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every dentist I've ever been to has told me I produce a lot of saliva. So maybe you got something like that too, where it's just a lot of combustion going on.
Could be,
And
yeah,
so,
lots of things hitting each other.
I can't talk when I brush my teeth, but Rachel could just like have her, it's like she's in a movie. Just like have her toothbrush to the side and just like have a whole conversation with me, like while she's brushing her
interesting.
teeth.
Yeah.
Like, where is all the liquid? What's going on?
Is she swallowing it? You're not supposed to do that. People do it.
Yeah.
People do.
Comes out 7 years later.
That's right. It's just like gum. And are you putting water first or toothpaste first?
Jake, you go first.
Water on brush.
Really? And then the toothpaste.
Toothpaste. Maybe a little bit more water on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Cold or
need
hot
all
water?
three. I need cold water on brush.
Hot
I'm
water.
sorry, is that an option?
Just asking questions, boys.
Because the segment is
Regular things. How do you do them?
brush my teeth with hot water reminds me of like just like the limo trip, like having to brush them in a Chick-fil-A. Like,
Yeah.
it's only hot water, I guess. Oh wow.
Scalding
Like
hot.
it reminds me of like traveling.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I go cold water on brush, toothpaste, got to get water on it after.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
you
then
sandwich as
go in.
well?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We brush our teeth very similarly.
Yeah.
Same life phase.
So wait, you don't move around. Could you if you wanted to? Like, could you keep it all in?
Yeah, I can keep it all in. Yours
I
is
got to
just
work
like
on it.
Dude,
yeah,
I don't
know.
think
It's
I
like a
could when I
fountain.
was your age, and I can now. So
Okay,
I'm just
I'll get
saying.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
think
have
you
hope.
will. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I was curious because I sometimes will brush my teeth in the shower. You ever do that?
yeah, not that often.
Jesse
actually.
loves that.
That's
He's
the
been
only
on that
reason
for
I
like
asked
6
about
months.
hot water versus cold. Because if it's
Yeah.
in the shower, it's hot.
It can be hot. I don't do that.
And I've got an electric toothbrush recently. Really like it.
And you can do that in the shower too, no problem.
Yeah. I've dropped it a few times in the shower. No problem.
Oh, fine.
Sonicare makes a nice $25 toothbrush.
Good.
Doing just fine. All right. That's how about putting on your shoes / socks? How regular things? How do you do them?
I don't think I have a great routine for that. I'll put on socks fully standing. Sometimes though, you're like, let's take a load off here.
Yeah.
I'll sit down and put some socks on.
Yeah.
Yeah, are we talking like? Yeah, I don't. It's not like I have. I don't know if I do it the same every time. Then again, I bet if I like watched a video of myself doing it like a week straight, I'd probably be like, oh, I have like very
Yeah, 70-30
I have
left
pretty
shoe.
repetitive things, but I don't know.
I'm asking because Catherine has encouraged me recently to try to put them on without sitting down. She says that it'll help my balance later on in life.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm all about
I like
this.
doing that.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, but just FYI, sometimes if I'm up before you and I topple over, because sometimes you're like, put on a sock, you cut a
Deep water rescue.
boom, and all of a sudden it's like, because we got a basement below us, so everything's a little bit hollow when you stomp down on it.
Yeah, I like give myself just like self-imposed made-up challenges. I'm just
Yeah.
like, you have to like get both socks and shoes on while only standing on like, like this like piece of area. And if you can't do it, you're gonna suck when you're 70. You will not be like a fun old man if
Yeah.
you can't do this right now.
She's like, you're gonna thank yourself later. You're gonna have better balance, whatever. I was like, okay, but the long socks are tough.
Yeah, so you gotta sit down for the long socks.
No, I've been standing.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, been trying to. It's just one of those things where it's like this would be easier if I'm sitting down. But
Yeah, I put shoes on in all kinds of like I kneel sometimes, like
What?
one knee if I have to.
Yeah.
And then I'll do stand, I'll do sit.
you
Yeah.
kneel to put your shoes.
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
I maybe I'm thinking of tying them specifically.
Retying.
But I feel like I don't know, I've probably changed it up enough to like
Yeah,
maybe well, how would that even work?
No,
I don't know, man.
I've seen you kneel. I know it's happened. You ever
Yeah.
seen Timon kneel? I
No.
can't imagine.
You don't forget it. You'd know.
we all need to kneel and pray after time, and yeah,
You'd know.
it's pretty jarring. You would remember it. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of burns.
All right, and then last one, regular things. How do you do them? If you laugh really hard for an extended period of time, what do you expect to happen? Anything?
Afterwards, and they will repeat and say, now that, my friends, is a classic joke. So I just got done laughing. What do you mean?
I try not to like give my bias towards the answer, but like
What could this be?
if you
about?
laugh really hard for 30 seconds, if somebody's tickling you or if someone's just making you like just die laughing. what-
like tears will form if that's what you're talking about. Like,
Okay.
I think if I'm laughing really hard for a while, I'll definitely start crying a little bit.
You ever tickled Timon? You would remember it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
you
Took it
don't
home with the Burn Bros. Yeah. The Fort Scott. No. Okay. The thing. So Catherine the other day was like, yeah, Hattie does this thing where if she laughs too hard, she gets hiccups, and Henry has it too. And I was like, that's what everyone does when they laugh really hard. And she's like, I don't. And so I'm asking.
10 years of marriage, and you guys just discovered this.
It sounds like you guys are. Is that a familiar thing? to
Never
you?
have I ever gotten hiccups from
No.
laughter.
Really?
No.
How do you get hiccups? I thought that was like the thing.
That's
it was
the only
like
way to
it
get
was like
them.
mono's the kissing disease, hiccups from laughing too hard. That's what I thought it was.
I've never noticed a common like denominator for like hiccups. It's just always random and I'm like these are annoying.
yeah. Same.
It's never come from laughter.
Interesting. Oh yeah, that was like if I laugh too hard, and Hattie too. Like if I get her
Really?
going sometimes.
genetic.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right, I have a similar one.
Okay. Regular things. How do you do them?
Everything. I just got out of a nice, long, hot shower. As I exit, what happens to me now?
What happens to you?
This is my hiccup.
What happens to you? I mean,
You shake like a dog before you put the towel
no,
on.
it sounds like something biological is happening. Yeah. You get the shivers or something like that, or I don't. What happens to you?
happens to you.
I'll say this: I don't have a clear cut answer yet.
It sounds like
Really, you're fooling us all, brother. I don't know, Timon. You have. What
I got
hap-
nothing. What happens to you like as you get out of the shower?
Yep.
I don't know.
Like
you
I'm starting to dry off.
what?
You get dizzy.
Huge burp.
What?
I think it's
No.
something with the steam.
huge burp every time? Or
I like
often?
texted my sister. I was like, this is probably a genetic thing. And she also is a burper.
She seems like a burper. No offense. It just, I could, some girls are just like, that's a burper. Like, you know what I mean? Like Rachel Mustang,
so funny.
burper.
Yeah.
Kate and Triplet, burp. Like, I think it's
Like she's okay with burp.
there's a direct correlation between how funny of a girl you are and how
That could
likely
be it.
you are a burper.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I think that's what it is.
Either way, Caitlin was like, can't say I've ever experienced that. I burp a lot, but never just out of the shower. But yeah, a decently regular thing, like a nice long shower.
Interesting. Like it's like probably because of the steam.
I guess, because I don't know. It's not like, I just had a root beer too. It's like,
Yeah, right,
I haven't
yeah.
eaten anything in 3 hours. All I've done is shower. And then I just have this crazy, just all air.
Urge to,
You know, like sometimes you get those farts. You're like, that was great. Like nothing even.
right. I promise it's not going to smell.
Yeah, it was nothing.
Yeah.
It's like one of those burps. It's like I just burped out nothing but noise. I guess it's steam.
That's interesting. No, I haven't heard that one.
All right, so hiccup, burp, Diamond. Tell us your weird thing
Oh, I don't know.
after you kneel.
What's something I do ever?
You get older, you be a little more in touch with your body.
Dude, I had
Friday.
a
I'll
buddy.
let you guys know once I can successfully like brush my teeth without making a mess everywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. You guys ever brush your teeth and you have to get like a rag every time to clean.
Take a shower
You have to
afterwards.
get a sham.
Yeah. I had a friend recently, I'm not going to say who it is in case it's whatever, but like, I think he says like once or twice a year he wakes up and he just has this urge, like he feels like his whole body is super dry and he just has to like throw lotion on like all parts of him. Like he's like anxiety almost or something. Like he freaks out.
Interesting, yeah.
He just has to like on his lips and everything.
Huh.
Yeah. It's just like, but not very, because we were talking about mouth taping. And I was like, dude, it's awesome. Whatever. And he's like, dude, every once in a while I have this weird thing that happens to me when I'm sleeping. I'm like,
I
okay.
love getting to the point with friends where you learn about their weird thing. Like, dude, that's a great suggestion, but once a year,
Yeah.
I have to howl at the moon on June 28th, so I can't come. Oh, okay. Hey, everyone's got their thing. Everyone's got their thing.
Yeah.
Regular things. How do you do them?
I have one more, but it's,
Yeah.
no, it's off the podcast. It's off the podcast. I can't.
Oh, Patreon one.
It's a little inappropriate. It's natural, but it's inappropriate.
It's natural.
Anyway, yeah, I was really convinced that you guys would just absolutely know the hiccup thing. Like
I
I
know
thought
where
that
you're
was
going.
like common knowledge. Like
I thought crying was good.
I made him laugh so hard that he hiccuped, kind of thing. Man,
Maybe you just have a gift. You're
I'll tell
that
you,
funny.
if you ever want Hattie to like really laugh, pretend frustrated.
Really? Give me an
It's her-
example.
Okay, so yeah, the other night Catherine was gone. So
I think
it
I
was
might do this with Rachel.
It was me with all four of the kids at dinner, and it was like, it was mildly chaotic, whatever.
Yeah.
They were doing fine. But like Henry especially is he's just the fourth child and he's just whatever. And so he stands up in his like seat that we have for him all the time. And it's like, someday he's going to fall over and crack his head open. But like, and it's always like, sit back down. And then, he'll stand back up. And it's funny because he doesn't have any emotion to his face. He's just like this. And I'm just like, what is this guy doing? What's he doing? I just told him to sit down. And Hattie just thinks it's, and I'm like, sit down, whatever. Like, and then Bo's saying something else or Bo's being goofy. And I was like, I'll just look at him or I'll look at Hattie and be like, can you believe this guy? Whatever.
Get a load of this guy.
Oh, she thinks it's so funny. And then Rosie does whatever she's doing with her roll, eating it weird ways or something. I'm like, what are you doing? Whatever. Hattie just thinks it's so funny. So yeah, she just likes that kind of frustrate or like, we've been playing a lot of Uno after dinner recently, and Henry's the card monster is what we call him. He just comes around, just tries to grab every card or whatever. Right, here comes the card. Oh, what? Come on, whatever, stuff like that. She just thinks it's the funniest thing
Card
ever.
monster.
Yeah.
It's like having a dog around.
It really is.
Play cards with dogs.
Henry's that point now where he's just so curious. He loves taking things from one place, to putting them in somewhere else. And so we just find things, random spots, and things get taken out or anything like this height or lower is just fair game for him. So he's got to be real careful. Like put all the glasses in the middle of the table. And, he's crawling up on the table. And he's just wild child.
Yeah.
Fun though.
Card monster.
Card monster. Would you do the same thing with Rachel or it's different?
I'm trying to think. Not exactly like that, but just like fake like frustrated each other. I don't know, just like just doing jokes or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like I can't even think of an example. Just like, all right, I'm headed off to the gym. Yeah, I actually can't even think of anything. I was like, I'll think of something. Ah, man, now that, my friends, is a classic bit.
That's funny.
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
Sorry, should we wrap this puppy up?
I think we should.
Let's get our reviews of the week going.
Okay. Okay.
Let me find one. I don't currently have one. So hang tight.
How do you guys feel about this is like the lamest podcast conversation ever, but would you rather podcast when it's rainy like this?
Would I rather? Oh, I don't know.
Because I think I initially when I was walking over here, I was like, I like that it's rainy because then we're not wasting a nice day.
Oh.
But then it also makes you feel a little gloomy walking in. So didn't know if you guys felt this.
I don't have a strong preference. I can't see anything.
Yeah, I wasn't really like thinking about it because there's no like this window's like the blind's closed. Like there's no indication. Looks the same as every
it's like
other
we're in a
pod.
casino right now. All right.
Good conversation though.
Good stuff.
No, that was good. That was good.
Chucky T49 said 5 stars. This is a review about the guy who gave us a low review.
Mine is as well.
Really?
Uh-huh.
He said, R3S7 is a bum. He made the thingy go down to 4.9 instead of 5, which is so unsatisfactory to me. Relatable? Question mark. Also, why 2 stars? That's such a weird rating. I guess that's what we can expect from fools like him or her. And what is average if this pod is below average? Also, if it's too loud, couldn't you just turn it down? Like, what the flip, dude? I think he got the extra strength levothyroxine. It didn't go down well. Thank you, Chuck T.
Thanks, Chucky T.
I like Chuck T.
Chuck T49. Like, what the flip?
Mine's coming from Emily Brace.
Yeah.
5 stars. Are you freaking kidding me? I said that the other day to Hattie, and I was like, I shouldn't have said that. If she's going to start repeating that, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like when I was pretending to be frustrated. Anyway, 5-star review. Not sure what sign I was waiting for to finally leave a review, but hearing someone is bringing down the much-deserved 5-star overall rating with a dang 2-star just grinds my gears.
Yeah.
These guys are the best. I could write a novel on why this podcast and these guys are 5 stars, but I'm not going to. If you need more info, email me. Ghostrunners.pod.is.the.best.5.stars.apples.podcast.duh. No at.
Duh.
Duh. Thank you, Emily Brace. Can't wait to see you in Gulf Shores in August.
Yes.
It's going to be metal. It's going to be so fun.
All right. Shall we jingle?
Jake, would you like to end this episode with the jingle?
Thank you. Or yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now that,
Come
my
again.
friend, is a classic mix-up.
Ready?
Tell me when to start.
I will see if I can help you out.
I
don't know.
Tell me how to do everything.
That was great.
Perfect.
That was. I tried to pull up the lyrics. I couldn't find them all of a sudden. So I messed it up, man. It
You
was my fault.
get a lot of emails.
That's right.
You get a lot of emails.
That was from Gina Purcell Caro.
Yeah, a couple names in there. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you, Gina. Thanks for everybody leaving the 5-star reviews, coming to our aid, coming to our defense. That's kind.
Yeah, that is nice. Thank you for doing that.
So,
And we'll see you Wednesday. Maybe we'll get on the phone with Garrett.
yeah, that'd be fun. Jake's voice will be back.
Totally
Back by then, probably.
Yep.
We love you guys. We'll see you. See you then.
Ghostrunners podcast. Everybody